and today I'm here with Sam.
Hi.
And we are going to be filming a video all about how to survive your freshman year of high school, tips and tricks to have a great freshman year, because everyone knows freshman year can be really intimidating, and we just kind of want to try to take those nerves away, because freshman year really isn't all that bad as long as you stay on track. And so we're going to be sharing some of the things we think are really important to do to get through your freshman year of high school, and we're also going to be answering your guys' questions that you asked. So if you are wondering, I'm going to be a sophomore, so I just finished freshman year, and Sam's going to be a junior. So we both go to different schools too, so you can kind of hear both of our ideas to survive freshman year of high school. So I really hope you guys find this helpful, and let's get started. Okay, so I think something that's really important that often gets disregarded is to make a good first impression on your teachers, because you're going to be seeing them almost every day for a whole school year, and they're going to be partly in charge of the grade you get. So of course it really matters how you do, but let's say they're kind of on the fence about deciding to give you a point for a certain question. More than likely, if you're a good student and they know you try and you're polite, they'll give you a point for that question or something. Or if you have a question about your grade, they'll be more willing to help you with it. And also, you should just be nice to them because it's the right thing to do.
So I would say freshman year is kind of like the trial year of high school. Even though most colleges don't really look at your freshman year grades, you can't just not try at all and then magically your sophomore year you're just gonna get all these study habits and stuff. So I think if you start off your high school experience right and you're studying and you're polite to all your teachers like Emma said, then it just you'll have a lot better of an experience.
Another big thing, I think, it goes for actually all high school students, but mainly freshmen. I feel like since they have so much pressure on them to succeed, they overload on honors classes, and I don't know if any freshmen can take AP classes, at least not at my school. APs are not offered for freshmen, but a lot of freshman students want to overload it on all those top classes, and that's actually not always the best idea. I personally am a really good student. I get good grades and stuff, but I didn't take all honors classes because I didn't want to overwhelm myself, and I feel like that's almost setting yourself up to fail, because if you're taking all these honors classes and you want to do well in all of them while doing all these extracurricular activities, you're gonna end up actually hurting yourself. I'm not telling you not to unless you feel super comfortable that you can definitely do it and you're not gonna flake in the middle of the year. You have to fully commit to it if you're gonna do that. But I'm just saying you don't have to do that. And I actually have a quote from this summer book I'm reading. It's called David and Goliath, and I just felt this was a really good quote to share with you guys. So it says, "How you feel about your abilities, your academic self-concept, in the context of your classroom shapes your willingness to tackle challenges and finish difficult tasks. It's a crucial element in your motivation and confidence." And basically what this means, if you're taking a top class and you're not doing as well as some of the other students, you're not as motivated to do well because you feel like you're a failure and you're not going to try as hard. But if you're in a class that's more up your alley and that's kind of the best fit for you and you can do well in that class, you're going to be motivated to try harder because you're doing well in that class. And you want to make sure you're well-rounded and you're not just all focused on school. You need to still enjoy high school.
So one really important part of freshman year is to get involved in the things you like right away, because if you don't start in the beginning, you might never join those clubs or those classes that you actually really enjoy. So when you're stressing out about your schoolwork, you can go to that class, and it's kind of your refuge in the middle of school. It's fun and you enjoy it, and it's a great way to meet other people that also have the same interests as you.
The next thing is to put in 100% of your effort. You're probably going to go into high school saying, I'm going to try my best, it's going to be great, I'm going to do great, but then a lot of people kind of lose motivation toward the middle of the year. I know it got really hard for me because it was so much more than 8th grade. I would sit on the bed and cry and feel like I'm a failure, but don't give up. How I like to think about it is that it's just one night at a time. If you finish this night, it's in the past. So one night is not gonna, you're gonna wanna have tried because it's gonna be in the past. By tomorrow, it's gonna be in the past. So just think of it that way. And also, this is only 4 years. It seems like a lot now, but it goes by so fast. And these 4 years kind of affect what kind of life you're gonna live for the rest of your life. So that's really important.
Well, I think one thing a lot of people worry about when they go into high school is that their friends are gonna drift apart and, I don't know, get involved in different things and not be friends with the same people. So a big part of that is that there's so many people in high school that maybe you'll find someone in your clubs or your classes that maybe have have the same interests as you, and then you just find yourself hanging out with them a lot more. So don't worry if you and your friends drift apart during high school, because it happens to everyone.
Another big thing that a lot of new high school students do, because they could get away with it in middle school, is they cram. And you cannot cram in high school because the tests are a lot more rigorous and they're a lot more complicated and make you really think very deep. So like, especially for me, the biggest class I would say that was a transition for me, like a huge transition, was from physical science in 8th grade to bio honors. That was really hard because physical science, like all of our tests were multiple choice and they were literally like straight definitions. Like the definition of blank is, and then the answer would be right there. But bio, the tests made you think really hard. They were a lot more deep and complicated, and so even studying for like hours, I still often had trouble with certain questions. So make sure that you are making the study guides, making study material, and studying that over the course of maybe 3 days or a week instead of just like the night before, because that is setting yourself up to fail and you're gonna get really stressed about it and overwhelmed.
The last thing for me is that high school is what you make of it. So if you get involved in all these clubs you like and you take the classes that are the best fit for you, and you just enjoy what you're doing in high school, then it's going to be so much better than if you like hate on everything and everyone in high school and you just like are kind of sad about it all the time, because high school is really just like whatever you put into it is what you're going to get out of it.
I still have a few more notes that I really just wanted to include in this video. In high school, this is where a lot of people give into peer pressure. I know this is kind of cliche, but don't do anything that makes you uncomfortable. Like, you can go to parties and stuff because, I mean, a lot of people think that's part of the high school experience to go to parties. But if there are some maybe people that are going, like a lot of them that you don't want to be around and that you know might be doing things you don't want to be around, you don't have to go. I'm not saying you shouldn't go, but stay with the right people. Don't do drugs because someone's like, hey, you should try this, you know. I've never done any drugs. I'm not going to do any drugs because honestly, I don't think people look cool when they do drugs. I think they look stupid, like they're trying to impress people, and all they're doing is hurting their body, and they could potentially get themselves addicted to the drugs on accident or alcohol, and also if you are pressured for sex. I personally believe you should wait to do that with someone that you really love and someone that you know you are going to be with for a long time. I guarantee you, you will regret it when you're older and you'll think, I should have waited. And the last point I wanted to make is to reach out to new people. It can be intimidating, but I seriously bet like half of my closest friends I met in high school. Just reach out to new people in classes that you have, because yeah, you're gonna have some people that you know, but you're also gonna be seated next to people you don't know. So instead of making it awkward, just introduce yourself, and who knows, you might have a really good friendship. Now we're going to answer a couple of your guys' questions about high school and being freshmen. My first question is, will the upperclassmen throw me in a trash can? So I know you guys have like all seen these like TV shows and movies where freshmen are literally called fresh meat. Well, they do call freshmen fresh meat, but I mean, like, the movies just over-exaggerate. It literally like portrays the upperclassmen as like hardcore bullies, and most of them are actually really nice and don't have a problem with freshmen. There are some that will like boo you at assemblies, but they don't throw you in trash cans. At least I have not ever witnessed that or heard that, so you should not be worried about that.
The next one is, how much homework do you normally have? And this varies between like what school you go to, what classes you take, and like what day it is. Freshman year, I didn't have that much homework. It wasn't bad at all. I think it's just like, if you keep up with your homework, then it's gonna be fine. Like if you go home after school and you start your homework, you'll finish it. Like some people pull all-nighters during their homework.
That's not necessary.
And yeah, you never, like I never pulled an all-nighter doing homework. Like if you start after school, then you'll be fine.
So my next question is, how do you feel when you walk into a class and none of your friends are in there with you? So this is unlikely to happen, but it is possible. I remember my third period math class, I walked in and I did not recognize a face. It was the first day of my freshman year, and I was literally freaking out. The teacher looked mean. It was literally all sophomores and juniors, and I was freaking out. And honestly, you just have to kind of accept that it is the way it is. Really quickly, I grew into that class and I met a lot of people, and they were all pretty nice. And then the teacher ended up being literally my favorite teacher. And you can't always just assume that it's going to be a bad experience. You kind of like Sammy said earlier, high school is what you make of it. You have to introduce yourself to new people and just accept that you can't change the situation, so might as well make the best of it.
My next question is, do grades really matter? Does college look at the grades that you got your freshman year? Most colleges don't include freshman year into your GPA. When you give them your transcript, it's grades 10 through like halfway through senior year, because that's when you apply for college. And so they don't really look at it, but I mean, they could if they wanted to. If you fail your classes your freshman year, you could just like say, oh, well, next year I'm gonna study because grades don't count this year, but it's never just gonna like change drastically. Like, you have to start right from the beginning. And also, if you failed your classes, you're gonna have to retake them.
My next question is, are the teachers really strict? And again, this depends what school you go to, but most teachers are really nice and they know that freshmen are obviously intimidated by high school and they're gonna be there for you to help you. Like I said, just be kind to them and they will be kind to you back.
The next one is how to calm yourself down before the first day. So I think the biggest thing is just like, know that it's not that bad. Like, everyone in your grade is gonna be a freshman. So just remember that the teachers know you're scared and all the other kids are just like you and they're probably scared too, so you're not alone.
Okay, so I really hope this video was helpful. Give it a thumbs up if it was, and I hope you guys all have a great school year whether or not you're gonna be a freshman, and I hope these were some good tips and tricks. You can always come back and watch it if you need to remind yourself of these tips and tricks, I guess. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!